Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of the Daily Peak. Um, Hi. I'm gonna take my meds. I'm really tired. If you have meds, take them also. I'm taking mine with electrolyte water. Oh, why am I having such a bad morning? Ugh. I wasn't like I checked in with my body as I was starting things up, and it was like, oh no, I feel awful, apparently. Um, I gotta keep an ear out for a package, which will likely be arriving in the next couple hours. I'm gonna be doing that. I have consumed my morning meds, the meds for the being sick. Bleh. And now my vitamins. See, if I hear the dog go off or whatever, I'm gonna run. Should only take a few minutes, but you know. Bleh. I'm also eating just a whole fucking sausage for breakfast, because that's the amount of energy I had this morning to cook anything. I had put a pre-cooked foot-long sausage microwave energy, and that's it. Ugh. I feel awful. All right, gameplay. I'm gonna boot up Peak. Oh, my hair is so messed up. I slept with the fold in, and I can. It's so tangled. Bleh. Next to the backpack, try losing it now. I dare you. Great. That doesn't happen all that often to me. I like to think that I was careful. That it's because I'm very good at the video game and not just like sheer luck. Huh. Huh? You're good. Why would I care? No, it's turn up what do you wanna? I'm not, like, gonna pressure anyone to be here. Sorry I didn't turn up. I would do this to empty mics. People being here is a bonus. I do this to empty mics regularly. No, don't worry about it. You don't gotta watch, I'm just here for fun. Well, really, recently I've been here mostly as like a mental health trick to make sure that I don't forget to take my meds in the morning. But otherwise, for fun. Bleh. Yeah, everyone take their meds. Sorry, I've been sick recently. If I sound a little more nasal than usual. I just took my decongestants and everything. Well, it's like allergy meds. It's not a proper decongestant, but you know. So, you know. Just make sure you mask up while you watch the stream so you don't catch anything. You know, don't want my sick spreading around. Sorry, to be clear, that's a very deadpan joke. I do not actually think you can transmit a human virus through the internet. I swear. But yeah, I took my meds while Twitch was going to ads to eliminate the pre-rolls. So just as another reminder, everyone take your meds if you ain't already. If you got meds to take them. Sorry, under other circumstances, I wouldn't usually issue like a reminder because we were at ads or whatever. But I looked over and I saw that there are like 5 viewers on Twitch. So to all 5 of you, take your meds. Again, assuming proper time and whatever. Just don't forget that. That's a bad experience. Okay. That was some phlegm that I just coughed up. That was pleasant. Ugh. So sorry about that, everybody. Bleh. I wish that was something I had enough time to react to that I could like mute my mic or whatever, but ow, my ears hurt after coughing that up. That's not. Bleh. Yeah, I hate the human body because, like, our first response to just about any, like, internal threat is just make a bunch of mucus. That's like the default. It doesn't matter if the mucus actually helps anything or not. It's just like, well, we got a lot of spare water on hand. Time to make infinity mucus. And it just builds up everywhere, and it's the worst. And like, it's a defensive thing. It catches all of the harmful microbes or whatever. But it is also a great way to accidentally suffocate. It's like, man. Why would my body do this to me? I see my viewer count has gone down by 3 since I hacked up some mucus live on air. That's fair. You know what? Won't blame anyone for that. Blech. I know it was probably like a bot situation or something, but it is a lot funnier to assume that 3 people turned up, immediately listened to me hack my lungs out, and then left. It's like, ooh. Alternatively, maybe my sick got him. I got him with my sick through the internet. And now they're dead. Because, of course, anything that can get me sick has to be powerful enough to kill a man instantly. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Okay, I guess I didn't need that. No, I super do. Blech. Nobody, assuming that you are still watching this, do you get a lot of Odyssey jokes? A lot of jokes based on the hit classic epic The Odyssey? With a name like that? Oh, this is gonna go poorly. Holy shit. That went perfect. That I couldn't have planned that. That was just great. Okay. Do you divine through the veil of Cassandra's tears? Nobody? Cassandra's tears, of course, being the colloquial name given to a affliction placed upon many oracles who are cursed not to be believed by any. So their prophecies will always go unheard. Mwahaha. It's basically just like a chronic illness for mages. You know? It's like divination herpes. It's like, really, it doesn't affect most people all that strongly, but like, if you are actually doing divinations for a living, it is debilitating. You gotta make all of your partners use condoms so you don't catch Cassandra's tears and become cursed, such that none of your prophecies, once delivered, will ever be believed. That is the one and only reason to use condoms. I can think of no other purpose for such a device. Nope. Okay. Divination condoms, you get it. Thankfully, you, as the mythical nobody, are immune to the veiling effect of Cassandra's tears. So it shouldn't be a huge problem. Heart spam. I'm really killing it with all of my The Odyssey jokes. With all of my references to hit novel by Homer No Last Name, because that's how old he was. Never seen... I don't think anyone's seen The Odyssey. I don't think it's been performed for a hot minute. Like, with all due respect, it is an ancient Greek play. I think it's a play. It might not be a play. It might just be a mythological document. I am not surprised. If you're gonna plagiarize from anywhere, you know, ancient Greek literature is the place to do it from. People probably won't catch you, and even if they do, that stuff ain't copyrighted. because Homer, ancient Greek novelist, was a fucking idiot and didn't know how to copyright and didn't know to do intellectual property protection. Heart spam. I just saw some ladies outside who, on like initial inspection, I assumed were lesbians, so I had to do a double take to be like, now hold on, where am I getting that from? And on the double take, I do think that they're more bisexual in an energy than lesbian. So that's on me. I will still say, hopping off the bit of me pretending I don't know about the movie The Odyssey, fully, I don't love that the story was changed to make it more Christian. You know? Like, I guess it works for the adaptation and making it, like, fit into modern societal norms, but it's like... Odysseus, in the movie The Odyssey, is being punished for war crimes he committed during, the Siege of Troy. But this is not actually accurate to the text. According to the text, Odysseus is actually fine for all of that, and in fact, he was instructed to do worse than he did in the film by the gods themselves, who were on Odysseus's side. And it's like, no. Not only are we on your side, we think you're not doing enough war crimes, actually. So it's like, yeah, besides punishing him for all of the war crimes he did is very inaccurate to the characterization of these mythical creatures. The gods are actually very cool with war crimes. This is true. Your Honor, it wasn't even a war crime yet when I killed that baby. Because, of course, Odysseus was given a glimpse of the future after being guided to the side of the cradle of the heir apparent of Troy or whatever. The child who would end up taking on the throne, wherein if you did not kill this child, you would never live, you would never know peace again. As opposed to what actually happened, which is he wouldn't know peace for like about 20 to 30 years. Which I guess is better than never, but... you know... Kinda, that warning rings a little hollow when you take into account that it happened just before the Odyssey began. Oh no, yeah, it's still like a decent chunk of his life. But it's like, Christopher Nolan out here going like, ah, but instead of the punishment being like the Odyssey happening because Odysseus killed a son of, not even killed, wounded a son of Poseidon, who then tattled to his dad. Um, and so now Poseidon has to punish him, because otherwise he looks weak for not protecting his kid. Which is, like, I'm pretty sure one of the most commonly accepted interpretations of that dynamic. It's one of those, God damn it, I hate my kids, but you are forcing my hand, and now I have to fuck with you. Like, Epic the Musical did a whole song about it. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Because that whole song was effectively Poseidon being like, you should have killed my kid. Neither of us would have to be here if you had. So I say punished for killing Poseidon's kid, being punished for not killing Poseidon's kid. And thus forcing Poseidon to have to get involved. It's one of those, like, the whole situation with, like, the start of the Odyssey is, Odysseus gets, trapped in the cave of the Cyclops, Polyphemus? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I might not even have the right name. And that guy is, absolutely itching to murder Odysseus and his entire crew for the crime of slaughtering his sheep. Which, I mean, yeah, messed up thing to do, probably shouldn't have done that. And the retaliation in self-defense, is, like, I would like to not die despite having committed this offense. It would have been perfectly reasonable for Odysseus to have murdered the Cyclops. But instead, he had the wisdom to give a fake name and trick the Cyclops, such that they could stab him in the eye, blinding him so they could escape unhindered. The real issue with that whole situation, the thing that actually results in Odysseus being sent on the Odyssey, is not any of the stuff I just narrated. Because the actual, like, problem is that in that final moment, Odysseus decides to brag by effectively going, like, you have gotten your ass fucked up by Odysseus of Ithaca. I hate you. Like, he basically shouts that, like, word for word back at the Cyclops. After blinding but ultimately sparing him. And given that he has provided his name to the Cyclops is able to pray to Poseidon for revenge. So the true sin here is that he felt the need to brag at the person he just owned. And because Polyphemus is a Cyclops, and thus like a direct descendant of Poseidon, he's like, hey, you gotta fuck this guy up. And I believe in the original, like, text, it was maybe like, oh, you killed my son, so now I have to punish you. Meanwhile, you go to, like, Epic the Musical, and it's like, you didn't kill my son, and now I have to punish you for being annoying about it. Because it's kind of implied in every scenario that Poseidon doesn't really care. Like, Poseidon is operating on a higher level than you would think of, like, you know, he is all seven seas. Ah, dang it. I forgot about the ads. Basically, the thing that Odysseus is being punished for isn't even, like, wounding, Polyphemus. The thing he's being punished for is being a dick about it. And, like, in every interpretation that I have read of, the Odyssey, one of the major factors is, Poseidon doesn't really seem to care. He would not have acted if Polyphemus hadn't, you know, prayed. Like, he wasn't looking out particularly hard for these guys, you know? He was on their side in, the Trojan War just, like, a little bit ago. So it's a very, like... I do think Epic the Musical gets it spot on with the song, Ruthlessness. Just because, like, the situation isn't, I'm angry that you, injured my son. The situation is, I'm angry that you got my kid involved, and now I have to trudge all the way out here. Like, I wanted to enjoy my weekend. And I think accurate or not, that is my favorite take, is Poseidon doesn't really give a shit. The thing that he actually cares about is that he is now, like, politically obligated to turn up and punish Odysseus, and he's very annoyed at that fact. Basically. So in Ruthlessness in Epic the Musical, one of the big, like, lessons he's trying to impart here is, you should have killed my kid, because then he wouldn't have been able to drag me out here. You should have committed all the way to your scheme, and because you didn't, I'm punishing you. Like, I watched you kill a baby in Troy, and yet you're taking mercy on the giant monster that tried to eat you? So the song Ruthlessness is Poseidon being like, you need to be more of a dick. Which again, wonderful interpretation. I absolutely love. I feel like that is a very accurate characterization to how like a polytheistic pantheon would act in that situation of like, what? No, I don't care about every one of my kids. That wasn't like a favored son. I don't have those. I have thousands of kids. No, I'm obligated to act here in a political sense, not like, you know, a personal caring sense. So the lesson I'm going to impart to you isn't, you shouldn't have done that. It's, you shouldn't have gotten caught. It's such a wild take. And that's, like... That is the reasoning in, like, the original text and my most favored interpretations of the Odyssey. So you go back to Christopher Nolan's thing, where it's like, I can't believe you did those terrible things in Troy. We're gonna punish you for it by making your journey home last fucking forever. When, like, in the text, the gods are super cool with that, and the thing they're punishing him for is being too nice. So that's what I mean when I say Christopher Nolan made the movie a more Christian retelling of the Odyssey. Because it has that aspect of, like, a guilt and divine punishment, expressed in such a way where it's like... I mean, one of the notable things is that in the Odyssey, the gods never show themselves, with, I think, the exception of Athena, who turns up through, like, an avatar or whatever. That is also a very Christian thing to do when you're shooting your movie. Because in Greek mythology, the gods walked among you. Like, they were just other guys. They were people, just as flawed as anyone else. They just happened to also have godlike power and immortality. Every myth, is, like... makes exactly as much sense if you read it as mortals gossiping about the divine, basically. Because that's not what's happening. I'm in the wall. Because it's just... It's like the fucking British royal family a little bit. Now that I think about it. It's like, yeah, we have these, like, national mascots, and we trade stories about them around. Fucking cheerio, mate. I don't know what accent that was. I think I was trying for British, but I'm too stuffy right now. Oh, neat. You love to see a flare turn up. Oh, hell yeah. Aussie. I am fucking based and Aussie pilled. I'm glad to hear it. Ow. Sorry, I was just taking another big bite of my formerly foot-long sausage. Oh my. Just caught the very tail end of a blizzard. I'm sure that's fine. I need the medkits less because I have the cure-all in my inventory, so. Blech. Now I just have songs from Epic stuck in my head. You are far too nice, mercy has a price. Da, 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 da. You reveal your name, you let him live. Da, 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 da. 'Cause ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Did I just get a notification? No, I didn't. Oh, I feel like I have heard that. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can Google that real quick. I am not the sunshine, I am not the moon at night. I'm no one if I'm nowhere in between. That would be Dr. Sunshine is Dead by Will Worm and the Tapeworm. By Will Wood and the Tapeworms. That would be the next line. Oh, I read the second half of the chorus. So it's, I'm not the sunshine, I'm not the moon at night. Well, who else could I be when I can't hardly see? I'm not the sunshine, I'm not the moon at night. I'm no one if I'm nowhere in between. Yeah, okay. I flummoxed the words. I'm sick. I'm immune to all criticism. Shush. You're not allowed to make fun of me. I'm a precious little baby. I'm the sickest little creature in the whole wide world. Thank you. I'm really good at singing because I was in choir in middle school. We ranked somewhere in the top 5 in the state finals, I think. And we were the only middle school competing. So we ranked in the top 5 among high schools and colleges. I am not joking when I say that middle school choir is what. Hold on. I as I mentioned, um oh, ah, big stretch. Oh my god, that was just automatic. As I mentioned, I'm waiting for a package on my parents' behalf. Um, I just felt the entire ground shake as if a giant truck rolled by. So I should check on that. I'll be right back. False alarm. It was just like the horns of heaven or whatever. Got forced place. Province? Is it province? Provincial? I mean, thankfully it was just the second coming. Because otherwise, I don't want to interact with Lowe's delivery driver right now. Look, I'm fine with the horns of heaven going off, okay? It's the talking to people aspect that would be bad for me. I'm a little antisocial beast. I should make a PNG tuber out of, like, kitten photos. I already have, like, a really basic PNG tuber, but I would like one that is made of kitten photos. Oh, yeah, I have the fucking... Hold on. If I open up the thing, it should turn up on OBS automatically. Yes, hello? Oh, there it is. OMG, hi everybody. Little robot. I'm not happy with it though, sadly. I feel like the stylization isn't me enough, you know? I want to fuck it up real hard. I want to make it look weird. It hasn't been a high priority for me. So, you know. I don't know. I might slap something together just so I can have more cat photos on the stream. Actually, as far as I can remember, I haven't seen anyone do that. So, yeah. Is that my dog barking? Did my dog just let out a single bark? Okay. That might be the package. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. My dog is still freaking out, but you know, hold on. Yeah. That sucked. Okay. Oy. Duncan does not like that we had a big truck pull up and he is still going off. Okay, I love all of you guys on the stream, but my dog is in distress, so I should go actually like give him hugs and stuff. I'll be back. Yeah. The phlegm. My whole sinuses are so full of phlegm. All of them. I wanted to give Duncan some comfort, so I sat outside with him. And that was apparently a bad idea. Okay. When you come back, tell me, do you like D&D? No. In an annoying way. You see, I like tabletop games too much. It's like that bell curve meme. Where it's like, on one end you have the people who don't like D&D because they think it's stupid and gay. And then the middle is like, no, D&D's great. And then the other end is like, I don't like D&D because it's trying to monopolize a creative industry where indies have historically thrived. Plus, the Wizards of the Coast called the Pinkertons on a guy. And it's not even like a great example of design in the genre. I would like D&D more if it was like a better example of the genre, but it's not. Its rules are kind of, I don't know, poorly formulated. And they put a lot of work on the DM. Along with a kind of cultural expectation of the community. It results in putting a lot of the burden on one person who is supposed to be having fun too. What I really love is Pathfinder, which was created a while ago based on Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition. And it has kind of maintained that level of rulesiness, but with an added layer of clarity that D&D can sometimes neglect. Sorry, I'm God's most mucusy soldier right now. Oh, shit. This is gonna go poorly. Alright. That, in large part, that is on me for walking away for like 10 minutes in the middle of the session. But, you know. Alright, well. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. I appreciate all of your viewership. And I will see all of you guys next time. I'm so mucusy. It rapidly like multiplied in the time I was away. I need to like lay down maybe, or the opposite of that maybe. Yeah, see you later, nobody. I'll see y'all next time. And remember, starting tomorrow, everything's gonna be okay. They just announced it. Everyone look at the cat for a few minutes. Thank you, nobody.